The harbor in Norfolk, Virginia, was wrapped in gray fog the morning David Turner shipped out in 1944. Ships loomed like silent giants in the mist, their steel sides wet with dew and salt. Families crowded the docks, waving, crying, holding on to the last seconds before departure. David stood very still among them. At 20, he had never traveled farther than the next state. Home meant wooden porches, warm summer air, and his mother humming softly in the kitchen before sunrise. War felt unreal, something that happened in newspapers, not to boys who fixed bicycles and played baseball in empty streets. Yet here he was, uniform pressed, duffel bag over his shoulder, trying to look braver than he felt. His mother hugged him longer than anyone else. "Come back when this is over," she whispered. "I will," he said. He didn't know if it was true, but hope sounded kinder than silence. Months later, David found himself in northern France, where the ground was scarred by shell fire and the air never truly lost the smell of smoke. His infantry unit moved from village to village, sleeping in barns, trenches, or wherever darkness found them first. War, he learned, was mostly waiting. Waiting for orders. Waiting for daylight. Waiting to discover who would still be alive tomorrow. One cold morning before dawn, his squad prepared to cross an open field toward a damaged bridge. Fog clung low to the earth, turning everything pale and uncertain. Sergeant Wilkes studied the map with tired eyes. "We move fast and quiet," he said. "No heroics. Just get across." David nodded with the others, though his stomach tightened like a knot. They stepped into the field. Halfway across, gunfire erupted from the trees ahead, sudden, violent, impossible to ignore. Dirt kicked up around their boots. Someone shouted. Someone fell. The quiet morning shattered. David dropped behind a broken stone wall, heart hammering so loudly he thought the enemy might hear it. Training told him to fire back, to move, to survive. Fear told him to stay frozen. Beside him, a young radio operator named Ellis lay trembling, clutching the transmitter. I can't move," Ellis whispered. David understood that feeling too well. For one long second, he considered staying hidden, staying safe, staying alive. Then another sound reached him, Sergeant Wilkes yelling for the radio. Without it, the rest of the unit ahead had no support, no warning, no chance. David closed his eyes briefly. This is the moment, he thought, the one that decides who you are. He grabbed the transmitter from Ellis. "I've got it," he said. Before fear could stop him, he ran. Bullets tore through the fog. The field felt endless. Every step expected pain that hadn't come yet. Breath burned in his lungs, louder than gunfire. But he kept running. He reached the shattered bridge where Wilkes and the others were pinned down. Dropping beside them, he handed over the radio with shaking hands. "Signal's yours, sir." Wilkes stared at him, surprised. "Good work, son." Minutes later, Allied artillery answered the call. Enemy fire faded. The path across the bridge opened. And just like that, the moment passed. No music, no cheers. Only survival. Spring of 1945 arrived quietly. Rumors spread that the war was ending. Soldiers spoke of home the way travelers speak of distant stars, beautiful, but hard to believe. When the official word finally came, David didn't celebrate. He simply sat down in the grass and felt the weight inside him loosen for the first time in a year. He was alive. That was enough. Back in Norfolk months later, the harbor looked smaller than he remembered. The fog was gone, replaced by bright morning sunlight dancing on the water. His mother waited at the same dock. This time, when she hugged him, he understood something new. Coming home was its own kind of courage. Life moved slowly after that. Ordinary days returned work, laughter, quiet evenings on the porch. Yet David noticed things he had never valued before. Birdsong at sunrise. Warm bread on the table. a simple piece of a morning with no gunfire. He realized war had not only taken, it had also revealed how fragile life was, how strong kindness could be, how powerful one small brave choice might become. Years later, people would ask if he had been a hero. David always shook his head. "No," he would say gently, "I was just a soldier who kept moving when someone needed me to." And in the quiet glow of early morning, the kind of soft light he once carried across a battlefield, that answer was more than enough.